So we're here with Career Services. I'm going to get our PowerPoint set up. But first I just want to introduce each of us. So my name is Dakota Bennett, and I'm one of the career internship specialists here with Career Services. I meet with students, do workshops and presentations, and also get to come to classes, which is one of my favorite parts of my job, as well as supervise our student staff, who are our assistant career advisors. We have 5 of them. Sorry to stand right in front of you. And so our assistant career advisors do resume appointments, mock interviews, cover letters, LinkedIn reviews. They meet one-on-one with students all day long. And so I'll let each of them introduce themselves. You can tell us your name and your major.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
So I'm Steven, ACA. I'm also in the Health Studies program. I'm a junior and have been where a lot of you guys are all now. Are you guys all thinking about Health Studies right now? No? Wow. Well, anyways, I'm Health Studies. This is Hannah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm Hannah Chung. I'm also an assistant career advisor. I'm an educational studies major. Can I ask what course this is?
It's social change, art through the arts.
Oh, okay. So then are all of them freshmen right now?
This is not all, I think everyone here was a freshman, and it's more than just my class.
Just one class. Okay, cool. So the career services is really good just for your 4 years educational steps that you go through, but I'm going to go more into that. I just want to know that.
All right, so we are located in the Student Success Center. It's on the first floor of this building. Right when you come in the front, there's a welcome desk, and then to your left, there's going to be the Student Success Center. We have our hours 9 to 5 every day. We're open until 6 p.m. on Tuesdays and Wednesdays as well. And then we also offer online resources. So we recognize that you're all very busy with classes and work and internships and organizations and clubs and sports, and you have a very active social life outside of your classes. So we totally understand it's not always feasible or possible to come in and make an appointment with us. And so we have started implementing online resume reviews and cover letter reviews. You can always email those to us. And still make an appointment with our office where you actually go in and say, I'm going to be doing an appointment. But in the comments, just write that you want an online appointment. We can also do phone and Skype sessions as well, especially if you're wanting to practice for a phone interview or a Skype interview. That way you get that full experience. So yeah, we've had a lot of students utilize more of our online resources. We used to do a lot more presentations, and we scaled back because we found out that not many people were actually able to attend those. So we were getting turnouts of 0 to 4 people at our workshops, and so we felt like it would be more effective to figure out a better strategy for that. So we talked to students, found out that the content was really useful, but that the timing wasn't excellent for students' class schedules. And so what we did was we took all of our hour-long workshops and we condensed them down to 5-minute videos. And so we have all of those on our website. On our front page, under a section called called Videos and Virtual Services. You can access those workshops at any time. They go from talking about just tips around resume building and cover letters. There's some that are focused specifically towards international students, how to prepare for a career fair, how to network, how to really explore different majors and careers. And those are conversations that we have each day with students as you're trying to identify what should I major in, what are my skills and my interests and my values, how do those align kind of into the career that I want to go into in the future. Or I know I really want to major in this specific degree, but what can I do with it once I graduate? And so a lot of our conversations are around that, and love having appointments with you all. Additionally, we have a staff of professionals as well as our peers. So I meet with undergrad students kind of going over career exploration, job search strategies, and networking. And then Jill, our other career and internship specialist, she meets with grad students and alumni, as well as students who are applying for graduate school or interested in graduate school, wanting to know what steps to take to get there. And so one nice thing when I say we meet with alumni is we meet with alumni up to 2 years after you graduate. So we recognize right when you graduate, we don't just kind of kick you out the door and say good luck. We recognize it takes a little while. Sometimes you might be doing an internship upon graduation. You might be getting that first full-time professional position, wanting to identify how do I negotiate a salary, or after a year of working, maybe deciding you want to switch to a different role or a different organization. And we are happy to meet with you. So your career resources are still available to you after you graduate. And we're going to talk a little bit about Handshake later. That's a resource that's available to you for the rest of your life. Like as an alumni, you will always have access to that. Actually, I brought that. Great. Our mission is to explore, build, and connect. So exploring different opportunities, what those majors are, explore different options of how to build those skills, building those skills of resume writing and application materials, building your network and connecting with employers. And those connections can be found with alumni, they can be found with organizations, professional associations, employers in the industry that you're interested in. We try to bring a lot of employers onto campus. One big initiative we've made this year is to develop career treks, where we've designed treks or like site visits or tours where we take a group of students to a couple different companies to explore what their organization's work culture is like, explore what those industries look like, be able to talk with people who work in the human resources there, learn about their recruitment strategy, as well as just networking with the employers to build those connections. And so this year we've surpassed just doing career treks that are focused in tech, and we've been creating ones for every single school. And so we have a few that we planned for this April. One is tech, one is going to be financial services, and another one's going to be nursing health studies, or like mostly like healthcare industry. Yeah. All right. So Stephen's going to talk a little bit about resumes. Kind of what we decided to do today was take a few of our workshops and squish them into like little mini ones so you can get a snackable nugget of what we worked with.
Thanks, Dakota. So yeah, resumes. This is really your first step in the job search process, is creating a resume. Lots of us probably already have resumes, but as you'll find, as most students, including myself, that resume will soon be edited, so it's almost a different resume as your college life changes. So it's kind of like your face. This is the first thing employers will see when you turn it in via online. And that being said, it's really, really important. What kind of impression do you want to make on the employer? Do you want to market yourself as someone who is perfect for the job or someone who's mediocre for the job? So having an excellent resume is really important. So how do you make an excellent resume? And we'll kind of get into some of those tips today. So another key point is marketing piece. This is your chance to really show what you've done in your education, your professional and relevant experience, as well as academic experience, skills and accomplishments, and everything that you have that makes you perfect for this job, or at least a good candidate for this job. So formatting a resume. First impressions are important. What catches the eye? A lot of you might think, a resume can have pictures, colors, it can be unique, some sections over here, some sections over here. And that's not actually how we recommend creating a resume. That's how originally what I thought a resume would be cool. But I soon learned that the best resume is actually the simplest resume. Black and white, no pictures, no diagrams, and in a top-down format. On average, does anybody know how long an employer looks at a resume on average in the US right now? Hannah knows, 7 seconds. Very good, Hannah. About 7 seconds, which is kind of weird. You think about something that you will spend days, hours, years really developing a resume, and employers on average will only look at it for about 7 seconds. That being said, it's really important how you organize this resume. So utilize your bullet points. The order matters. You want to keep it to one page unless told otherwise. Some employers will require 2 pages, or if you're a grad student, they might require more, like a CV type resume. That's slightly different. And we want to make sure it's in nice, clear sections, something that, bolded sections, it's easy to read, it's easy to see where the skills are, where the education is, etc. Simplicity is key. So here we got a couple examples. So on this example, we have a resume, and on this side is a different resume. Where you see the spots, there was actually a study done where they looked at where the employers are looking. So where it's hot, these are heat images of where the eyes are looking. We use this to kind of show students the difference organization can make. One thing you'll notice on this resume, actually, what do you guys notice? What do you get? Any differences you guys notice? Right off the bat? Nope. Cool. Well, some difference that you can maybe notice is this one has no breakup sections. It's very hard to read, like where's the skills, where's the education? It kind of is all just like one big blob. Again, 7 seconds. I want to be able as the employer to go, all right, where's the skills, where's the education, where's the experience? 7 seconds, I need to see it. I've got, on Microsoft, I've got 300 resumes a day. You can't do that with this one. And as you can see, they don't even look at this paragraph type format. Over here though, we have more section resume. We've got like, it's very easy to see, well, not really, but you can actually see the sections. It's bolded, it's all organized. You can actually see where the experience is right off the bat. The name is enlarged. You can see right off the bat where everything is, and they look all the way through it. And it's in a bullet type format, bullet points, as opposed to paragraphs. And that's the key, bullet points and organization, and they'll actually spend more time looking at it. Yes.
I love the idea of like, all right, I went through school, read textbooks, but when I get to pages where it's just like tons of text, I'm like, oh, I just dreaded it, right? Like I didn't look forward to reading it, it's just intimidating. And now we have these websites where we have these really quick articles like BuzzFeed, where it's just these quick little clips. And this is what I think of like these two resume styles, of like the left one being like, it's so intimidating and it's hard to find that content, that you can see the recruiters just gave up halfway through. Whereas this one, like they've separated exactly how Steven said it in those different little lines, those different sections, makes it a lot easier to identify just by bullet point of here are the quick details or info that I want to find. I did do my reading when I was in school, but very intimidated to like get into it if it's a lot of text, it's a lot of paragraphs.
That is a perfect analogy. As someone who is in biology right now, I am going through the same thing. So, components of a resume. Obviously, you start with your name and contact information. It's not rocket science. Makes sense? Start with your name. One thing you want to make sure about the name, make it big. This is your chance to show who you are. You know, again, they've got 300 resumes and they're looking through a huge pile. You want to be able to quickly reference it. So make the name big. It's okay to go big on the name. Underneath the name, you're going to have your email, phone number, and your LinkedIn. This is something that can be missed on a resume, is a LinkedIn. About 80% of employers actually like to see and will check a LinkedIn account. It's a way for them to see a lot more information about you. And Hannah's going to get into LinkedIn a bit later. So this is the format we're looking for. It's an example. Your name, again, big. Professional email, phone number, LinkedIn account. In this format. That's the best recommended format that we could provide for you guys. One question about the email is, which email should we use? Because lots of us have multiple email accounts. With a school email, personal email. We recommend your most professional email. Lots of us have really cool email accounts that are unique to us, that we personalize ourselves, but we recommend using the most professional email. For instance, my professional email is, just steve117@uw.edu. Simple and professional. Whereas my personal email, my last name is Ball, is steveontheball@gmail.com. Pun intended, not professional. So don't use that one.
Just to add in there as well, so I just actually had an appointment with a student who applied for a job at Microsoft, but the email that she provided was actually Gmail. And so make sure that when you do apply for a place, you would want to keep your UW email so that like if you have like a Gmail from Microsoft, he doesn't see the Gmail and he's like, oh my gosh, like they don't even use our product. And so generally you just want to use your professional UW email because it's a little bit easier for applications.
More examples like dogsforlife@hotmail.com, mathlover3.14@aol.com, things like that we want to avoid. Next important section you want to include on a resume is your education, obviously. So this section will definitely include your degree, college, and expected graduation date. The GPA is a little different. If it's above a 3.5, we recommend including it just because it means you're an honor student. If it's below a 3.5, you recommend not including it, not because it's a bad GPA, just because it's not necessary to put and it just takes up space, unless they require a GPA. Some employers, especially like if you're going on to a master's program, you'll obviously need your GPA regardless. But if you're just going in for a hiring opportunity at a job, it's not usually required. So if it's above a 3.5, you're an honor student, so keep it on there. If not, go ahead and take it off.
Actually, want to rephrase that. GPA is not necessary, but if you're going to put it on there, only put on there the 3.5 or higher.
There you go. Learning something every day. You think you know something. Also include actually in your education section is your study abroad experience. We recommend keeping this in a different section though, because it is a really cool experience, and then using bullet points to describe the skills and experiences you learned that are relevant towards the job you are seeking based off that study abroad experience. One thing I want to bring out is, what do you guys notice about the way this is formatted? You have your degree in your school. Which one's more important to bold out in the resume? It's right here on there. It's the degree. Lots of people bold the school, and then they'll put the degree underneath. And we recommend actually flipping that, because what's important is the degree and not the school. Whether you went to University of Washington, University of Oregon, Michigan, it doesn't really matter as much as the degree you receive from that school. So that's what we want to bring out. Again, we have 7 seconds here to show the employer experience, right? We really want to show them that degree. Same thing with any of your experiences. You know, what your experience is will be bolded, and the location of that experience. Say you were an intern at Microsoft. You know, intern would be bolded, Microsoft would not be bolded. Again, honors Rome, bolded, Rome, Italy, location, not bolded. That'll be your general format throughout the resume. Now we come to your experience section, which is the core of the resume. And this is where we spend a lot of time with students, because we get a lot of students coming in saying, we don't have any work experience in the field we want, so what do we put in our resume? Should we just leave it blank? Well, our answer is always, we're all students, and none of us have a lot of experience in the field we're looking for. I'm pre-med, I have hardly any experience in the field that I'm looking for. So what do we put in that experience section that can fulfill that requirement? And what we do is we put academic projects. So we fulfill that experience using our education. Academic project section can include teamwork projects, projects you've done at school that all show the skills that you've learned that are relevant towards the job you are seeking. We learn a lot of the skills that you're going to use in the workforce here at school. And we can use these experiences here at school to prove that we have the skills that are pertinent to the job we are seeking. Other things like internships, research, presentations, any other academic related experiences, we can include in this section. What we will do is we'll use bullet points, about 3 to 5 bullet points per experience, to describe that project or experience and show what we've learned. This is where you're going to tailor the resume. No resume should be the same for 2 different jobs. It should always be different, because you're going to tailor each resume to that specific job, using bullet points and different experiences to tailor it to that specific job. So say you have a job that's more programming oriented, if you're a CSS student, you're going to put more programming related internships or experiences in there and use more keywords towards that. Whereas if you're going for more of a business, you're going to use more business related bullet points and terminology. Each application will be different. Any questions on that so far?
Cool. So I'm going to talk to you guys about LinkedIn. But a LinkedIn is really similar to a resume in the fact that you put all your experiences on there. But a resume is static. When you apply for something, it doesn't change. But with the LinkedIn, you can change the way that you have things on there. And so it's not just a resume, but you can use it as like a portfolio, take some of your documents and any like media attachments. So if any of you are like in IIS or doing something in CS, then you can include it on your LinkedIn as a link, so that any employer that comes and sees it is like, oh, this is something interesting that I do. But on your resume, you don't have that opportunity. Another really good thing about LinkedIn, my personal favorite thing about LinkedIn, is that it's really good for networking, and really good to like find different people that you worked with in the past or any place that you want to work with in the future, just to get to know more about the company and the people that you'll be working with. But when you make your LinkedIn, a lot of people are worried about like making connections, and so then a lot of times they just connect with anybody and everybody. But we recommend that you don't do that. We recommend that you actually connect with people like anybody that you work with in this class or a professor that you had a good experience and project or relationship with in order for them to have like this ability to recommend you professionally. And so then, for example, I'm connected with my boss and my coworkers, and so then if I were to apply for another job where it's career related, then I know that they would recommend me, and LinkedIn is a really good way to show that they recommend me through it. But if you're worried about like not finding enough connections because you're only in your second quarter here, or if you just haven't been making one and like updating it, a really good way to utilize LinkedIn to kind of network with other people is to actually go onto the website and then in the search bar, look up University of Washington, and then in the University of Washington page, you can, this is blurry, but you can go to the alumni section, and in the alumni section, once you've decided like you want to work at Microsoft as like a software engineer, then you can go onto the alumni page and find, it's really hard to do this, but you can find like where they work, so if you want to stay in the United States or if you want to go anywhere further out, you can click on that, and then it'll show where each of the alumni work, and then so Microsoft is the second option, so you can click on Microsoft, and then it'll just keep narrowing it down until you've gotten to like a specific location and position that you want. And below, it'll have all these different people that are alumni that you can actually connect with and message and ask about that job. And so just being a student here, you already have like a huge realm of like networks that you can kind of connect with. But LinkedIn is really good just for networking. Anytime you have like a job interview or like a different company that you want to work for, I would actually recommend that you go to the alumni page and then just kind of narrow down people that work there and like ask them questions about it. When you do that though, make sure you introduce yourself as a student at UW and you ask them about the job that they have versus like, I just want to work here. You kind of want to learn more about the job and the company. Do you have anything?
Yeah, can I add something?
Yeah.
What this page doesn't show is there's also a next button, and so if you were to click next, you would also be able to see what they majored in and what they're skilled at. And this is really cool because then if you're like a community psychology major, you can look and see like, okay, who are the students who study psychology? You can click on it, and then it will just show you the students who are studying psychology. And when you click on that, these will be updated as well, and you'll see from those who study community psychology where they work. And then you could also see the areas that they work in. So you could choose like social and community services or education. So you could choose, or nonprofit. So you could choose the different ones based on what you're interested in to really narrow down those filters. It's a very cool tool they have.
Yeah, but first you have to have a LinkedIn to kind of do that. And then Stephen kind of goes over earlier in his headline for his resume. But I don't know if you guys saw, but there's a LinkedIn URL in the headline. You always want to make sure that your LinkedIn URL is professional. A lot of the times when you make a profile, it just automatically gives you a URL. But if you go into your profile and then if you come into our services or documents or make an appointment, we can help you with this. But you want to change your URL so it's simple and professional. And so then mine is just Hannah S. Chung as my URL, so that an employer can be like, oh, what was information about her that he's looking up really using university. And then another really cool thing about LinkedIn is the job search strategies that they offer. And so if you go into LinkedIn and you go to the jobs section, and then in jobs, there's links to career interests. In the career interests, if you're ever looking for a job, you want to turn this button on because then it shows that you are open and you're actively searching for new jobs. And so then LinkedIn is really good at making sure that any job that you're working on right now doesn't see that you're looking for a new job, but rather they're just making sure that all employers are still like able to see that you're looking for a new job. And then another really cool thing to do that is a job search strategy is through Handshake. LinkedIn is a base where like anybody and everybody can go through and apply for jobs and look through for anything, but anybody is open to that. But Handshake, we've partnered with Handshake. University of Washington has made sure that like through Handshake, employers come to us and then we post the jobs. And so the jobs that you see on Handshake are jobs that only UW students can see. And so then you're not competing with anybody and everybody, but you're only competing with your peers, which is good. But you are having more of like a sustained like job opportunity. And a ton of different employers post on Handshake, so it's not just like small startup companies, but it's also like really big like Amazon, Boeing, Google, and Microsoft. And they're constantly always updating it, looking for more people to apply. All industries, and so I'm an education major, and so sometimes it's hard for me to find a job or like any type of position. But through Handshake, it's really easy for me to find like a summer internship or to apply for different places that aren't in my major. And then I know that sometimes IAS students have difficulty, but Handshake does a really good job of having access for all industries. There's a lot less risk of a scam, and it's more likely that an employer will respond to you on Handshake. So at the beginning of this school year, I applied for like 10 different places to see how many people would respond. And I actually got responses from every single one of them with an interview opportunity, except for one. And I've never gotten like any scam emails. I've never gotten any like weird giving me more information stuff. But Handshake does a really good job of like filtering that out. Handshake also has the opportunity for you to upload your resume to your profile. And so instead of always like having to go through and like link your resume to different things, Handshake automatically saves it onto your profile. So when you do apply for something through Handshake, you can just do 2 clicks and it's there, it's on. And then I'm going to show you, this is hard to see too. But when you do apply for a job on Handshake, sometimes, a lot of the times, you're going to get paid for the work that you do. But if you've ever heard the stereotype like that in internships you don't always get paid, but you want an internship where you get paid, Handshake lets you kind of filter out that option so you can have an internship, but it's also paid at the same time, and it's in your major, and it's close to you, and it's still a lot of different opportunities. But Handshake is really good in terms of like letting you filter out your preferences. You can also do, if you have to have OPT, CPT, or work study, employers are also able to let you know whether or not they're able to help you with that. Yeah, that's kind of Handshake itself. I thought I had another slide, but they're really good just for job search strategies. Anytime I'm applying for a new job or anytime I'm looking for something new, I always have Handshake and LinkedIn at the same time. Handshake is good for job opportunities, and LinkedIn is just good to get to know like companies and the places that you're applying to.
Really appreciate your time today. I know that was a lot of info all at once. I know we're just out of time, so just want to leave you also with that we do drop-in hours every day, 3:30 to 4:30, in the Student Success Center, as well as 1 to 2 p.m. on Mondays and Tuesdays in the Diversity Center. So feel free to drop by if you have